we have a bunch of new content coming to Kickstarter November 16th. We finalized the date to be November 16th. So in a little less than a month, Dungeons will be coming to Kickstarter. This Kickstarter features 6 new characters and a new box set, which will include a new market deck. And of course, we'll have a bunch of Kickstarter exclusives. And the box set also features a solo and cooperative campaign experience, 12 encounter dungeon experience where you can take your character from level 1 up through level 12, battling through the dungeons of Thandar. So that is something we're really excited about. We've got wallpaper available. If you want to get the wallpaper, we have a sign up for information.
Well, yes. So there's a sign up link. Saf will post it below. So if you want to get updates, we're going to be sending out spoilers, and we've already sent an email, but if you sign up now, you'll get that email with the link to the wallpapers. But over time, we'll send out more stuff. So we recommend that you sign up for that if you are interested in getting things like that.
And the dungeon set is going to have an all new 80 card market deck. And just like Colony Wars or Frontiers with Star Realms, you can play this market deck on its own, or you can combine it with the original market deck. So you'll have tons of play options, and we've got some spoilers to share of some of the new cards.
And a quick question: is this going to be the next expansion to follow for the story, or its own thing?
So it is. So the dungeons, the dungeon 12-part encounter is its own thing. So this is like a separate storyline. You can. The dungeon set is going to include 2 characters, the Barbarian and the Alchemist, right in the box, along with the new market and with this adventure. So right out of the box, you'll be able to play solo or cooperative PvP, all the different play modes that exist in Hero Realms. You'll be able to play out of this one box set. You'll be able to take characters that you, your fighter, thief, etc., with the content from Ruin of Thandar with their magic items and such, you'll be able to bring those in and run them through the dungeon adventure if you want, or you'll be able to play the new characters, of course, through this dungeon encounter. But there's a separate storyline from the Ruin of Thandar storyline. But speaking of the Ruin of Thandar storyline, there will be an add-on in this Kickstarter for Watery Graves, the next set in the next encounters in the Ruin of Thandar storyline. So basically, we're going to have 2 complete separate storyline modules that you'll be able to play through: the Dungeons storyline and the Ruin of Thandar storyline. And we will be creating content for both as time goes on. And we've got, as I said, we've got some spoilers for new cards. So these are cards from the new market deck in the dungeon set. So we have Pester. This is a wild resource card. It's going to give you 2 gold when you play it. This one's got some really nice features. It allies for 3 combat, so pretty decent hit for a 1-cost card if you can get that ally ability. And importantly, it's got the ability to be sacrificed to make your opponent discard a card. So you can use this early to build up your economy. Once your deck is humming along and you don't need the money anymore, you can sack this to cause your opponent to discard a card. So both thin this out of your deck and make your opponent discard. And of course, if you've got a bunch of wild discard going and if you got multiple discards going in a turn, you may want to sacrifice this to get that extra discard and get that punishing multiple discard turn. Here, Rattling Welcome. This shows off a new mechanic in the dungeon set. This has when you acquire it, you put it on the bottom of your deck. So basically, this gives you a lot of opportunity to manipulate your upcoming draws. So, let's say you've got 3 cards left in your deck. If you buy this, it's going on the bottom. So now you have 4 cards left in your deck, and you're going to draw this next turn. Potentially, you might know you have a guild card with a cool ally ability coming up in your deck. You may buy this to, layer this in there to either increase the odds depending on how many cards are left in your deck, or potentially guarantee you get that ally ability depending on how much stuff is left in your deck. And of course, this card has great flexibility, 3 gold or 4 combat, so it can be hard hitting. It can increase your buying potential. This card's great, early, great, late, and that ability to put it on the bottom of your deck is very cool and has lots of really cool subtle play implications. All right, so here is a Light the Way. This is a classic Imperial card where it's getting more powerful depending on the number of champions you have in play. So this one gives you 3 combat and 3 health. So a nice 6-point swing altogether. But for each champion you have in play, it's getting an additional +2 combat and +2 health. So it can very quickly become a quite powerful card, particularly wonderful in, like, say, the hands of the cleric or another class with lots of champions, say, for example, the druid. So Light the Way can be quite a good card if you're on a heavy champion strategy.
I had a question about Rattling Welcome.
All right, so when you have multiple effects, so okay, I can put this on the bottom or the top. You would get the ability to choose which of those to apply.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so Dragged Below. This is a hard-hitting cult card. This one's giving you 9 combat, and importantly, this has the when acquired, put it on the bottom of your deck ability. So this one you can get that combat really soon, depending on the point in the point you are in your deck. Maybe buying this will give it to you next turn, or sometimes when you're low in cards in your deck and you've got some card draws in your hand, sometimes you can set this up, buy it, put it on the bottom of your tiny little deck, and then draw a couple cards with cards in your hand and get it right away. So Dragged Below can get you lots of combat very quickly. It has no ally ability, so basically, and no sacrifice ability, so basically it's just a hard-hitting card, but boy, does it hit hard. Okay, Treasure Hunt. This is a powerful ramping wild card. This is giving you 3 gold when you play it, so great for your deck's economy. Allies for 5 combat. So if you've got a wild heavy deck, this can hit hard while you're buying some good stuff. And it's got the ability to be sacrificed for an additional 3 gold. So man, can this card ramp you to some big purchases. On its own, it can get you 6 gold. If you're willing to sacrifice it, 3 gold when you play it, plus 3 gold for sacrificing it, get you to those 8 cost purchases very rapidly. Okay, here is Pack Dragon. Nothing like having a dragon in your party for the dungeon adventure. This guy is 5 combat, so a hard hitter, a 6-point guard, so really great at keeping you and your other champions alive. And it's got ally draw card, so just a phenomenal champion for the later game. Hunt for Jewels. This is a really fun card. So when you play Hunt for Jewels, you acquire a fire gem for free and put it in your hand. So you just grab a fire gem, so that you obviously then can play the fire gem and get 2 gold. And if you want to, you can sacrifice the fire gem for the 3 combat. Also, when you play Hunt for Jewels, you draw cards. So basically, you can use it as 2 gold, 3 combat, draw card. Or if you want to keep the fire gem in your deck, just draw a card and get 2 gold, and you've got an extra fire gem in your deck. Also, it's got the for ally, you acquire a second fire gem. So that brings it up to either to 4 gold and 2 fire gems, which obviously you convert to 6 combat if you want to, and draw cards. So this card is a really fun one.
Yeah, that looks amazing. We got a holy crap comment. Oh yeah, here's another. Hey, Jack Don.
Yeah.
All
right.
We have
got a few
3
more here.
more.
Few more. All right. So next up, Last Embrace. Really love this card. So this one, another really hard hitting cult card, hitting for 9 combat. You can, if you ally it, you can sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile. So can be useful for deck thinning, but you got to have enough of the Nekros cards to make that happen. Finally, its sacrifice ability is amazing. You can sacrifice this to put a champion from your discard pile to your hand right away. Now, when you're doing this, you're sacrificing a 6-cost card that does 9 combat. So it is a heavy, heavy price to pay on the sacrifice. However, if you're going to be doing this, you probably bring in a really good champion into play. This is an excellent finishing card and can be really powerful to keep you alive as well. Maybe you need a guard or a hero with a champion with some awesome special ability. Last Embrace can get it to you right away. So it's a really phenomenal Nekros card. Full Moon's Call for your heavy wild decks. This card is a beast, giving you 6 combat, and then you draw a card for each wild card you have in play, including the Full Moon's Call itself. So worst case scenario, 6 combat draw cards. So, good in any deck. But if you're heavy wild, you get 2, 3, 4 wild cards out when you play this thing. Man, that can be really, really awesome. And it's giving you the combat and the card draw together. So quite a powerful card. And then finally, this is a really neat champion from the guild, Classic Assassin, the Silencer. She gives you 2 combat and stuns a champion with the expendability, and then has the ally to draw a card. And with a 5 defense, it's pretty solid champion to have on the table. And of course, there's the artwork for the set is really gorgeous. We've got so much beautiful artwork in both in the market deck and all these new characters. Just really, really awesome stuff coming. So we'll have more spoilers in our coming streams. Show you some of the character stuff, and probably a few more of the cards from the Dungeons box set. But yeah, we're really excited about this Kickstarter coming up on November 16th.
Yes, thanks for joining. If there's a specific character you're really excited to see that you'd like us to show next, put it in the comments. And we will, yes, Rob, we put together an assortment of cards and said, which of these do you want to share this week? And we looked at them and he was like, all of these. So, but don't worry, we have plenty more. So we'll be sharing on the weekly live stream. So come next week for more.
And of course, these are our current versions of these cards. There may be tweaks on them from now to when they're published. So basically, as we'll say on the Kickstarter page, nothing's final till it's printed. We're going to have lots of play testing and other stuff that's going to be going on between now and production.
All right, George thinks this market deck may be more powerful than the old. Everyone, lots of positive feedback, but George, so what do you think?
So basically, as I said, there's more play testing to be done. Our goal is that when you have a market deck and it's got a mix of the 2 sets, and there's 2 different cards out, and you're trying to decide between them, that it's tough decisions. Now, it's fine if there's situations where, in this situation, I definitely want to buy this card, or in that situation, I definitely want to buy this other card, but we don't want one deck to dominate. So if indeed in our play testing over time, it's proving that, these cards are more powerful and we're not buying the old stuff in comparison with these, we'll tweak them down. If there's stuff that's too weak, we'll tweak it up. So basically there is more play testing to come, but our goal is to have much like with the Star Realm sets. Cool, interesting new stuff. It's fine for there to be an exciting new card that, maybe it's a little, little powerful for its cost. But as a whole, we want the sets to be competitive with each other.
Okay, any last questions? No. So yeah, that was fun. So we'll have more next week, and we will see you next week, and we'll see you online. Game Freak, I'm gonna have to challenge you now to a 48-hour game.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know if you want to answer this question.
Okay, I'm sorry. Last question. New cards look awesome. I notice not too many keywords like curse, etc. So basically, we have mechanics which we may put keywords on. So, for example, when you buy the card, it goes to the bottom of your deck. We currently don't have a keyword associated with that. We could. Sometimes keywords can be a little scary to newer players, and just reading the text on the card, it feels safer. We may end up keywording them, or we may keyword them but not on the card. So, like basically reference it with an ability name, but not put that on the card. So that's the stuff we're looking at, and it's all about playability.
And George said he likes it, even though he had the comment that it looks really powerful. I like really powerful. All right. So thanks, everyone. And I'll see you online, Game Freak. I'll talk to you all. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.